Hi, मैं हूँ Soumita and I'm with Mr. Gopal Varma and the very talented Amit Sadh. Amitabh Bachchan recommended your name to Mr. Gopal Varma for this film. So let's start with that. How did all that happen? And you said that you hadn't watched any of his films by then. So would you like to tell us something about that?
Yeah, see, when in the script level itself, it was a kind of a complex character in terms of it doesn't have a very clear-cut definition of whether he's positive or negative. There is a certain grayness and there is a certain on-the-edge feel. I mean, my intention as a writer is the audience should not clearly make out what is this guy about, especially because he's related as a grandson to a character like Sarkar. So when we were discussing the various options, Mr. Bachchan suggested Amit's name, and at that time I did not see any of Amit Sadh's films. So I kind of called him, and when I did a very a rough look test, and both on counts of the way he could react, he could express, and also his general mock-up as a person, I thought was very much suitable for the role, and then that's how it happened.
Yeah. And what would you have?
What do I say? I'm just glad all this conspired or transpired and happened. And as an actor, I've always wanted to do a Gopal Varma film.
Yeah.
And now I'm doing Sarkar 3.
Yes.
I'm doing a film where I'm with Mr. Bachchan and I play his grandson.
Yeah.
And I have Mr. Gopal Varma directing me. I have a film which has Jackie Shroff in it.
Yes.
It has Manoj Bhai in it, Ronit Roy in it. So it's a great cast, Yami is in it. So I'm just very happy to be a part of such a beautiful film, beautiful story with such great actors.
Right. So let's talk about this. That how did you come up with the casting of the film? Like we have Jackie Shroff, with whom you're working after Rangila. We have Yami Gautam, whose character has a bit of a negative streak, and she has had played roles, she has that girl next door kind of an image. Yeah. So how did you go about the casting?
See, obviously Yami, I know, like you yourself are saying, the image she has. I just thought I always am interested in putting an anti-type casting of what one wouldn't expect from an actor like that.
Yeah.
That is the reason I cast Yami. And Jackie, any which way, I think in the film industry, extremely, I can't even actually think of a alternative for a guy who could be as suave and as debonair and as so larger than life, who can look like he can be an opponent to someone of Sarkar's stature. I think that hardly anybody can think of, and especially with the style and with the kind of a panache which Jackie can manage. Yeah.
So this is the first time that you're working with Mr. Gopal Varma, and how would you describe the first day of your shoot when you got to, the first day? I'm sure you must have had some thoughts about Sir that, he works in a certain way or something, and how was it? The first day of
I didn't
shoot?
Come with any preconceived notion. I'll be very honest, first I got a message from Hamza, and I read it, and I was not in town. I met him, I think 2 days post all that, and for me, to be honest, I was kicked. That to be honest, I had stopped waiting. When you keep a dream, or when you, as actors, we think, this is a man who gives opportunities to people, or has a vision and things like that. So I had stopped dreaming. I had stopped waiting. That I said, okay, maybe it's not in my, I'll never get to do it. So when you get a message from Gopal Varma, so first 2-3 hours, this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it. You just first soak that in, and I met him, and of course then all that happened that we just told you, and the film happened, and I think every day on the set, from the first day to the last day, every time I meet Sir, it's just it's a journey, it's an experience.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you don't I don't think so. You engage with the preconceived notion. I mean that'll spoil it for you. Yeah.
And how was the feeling of working with Mr. Amitabh Bachchan in the film?
Ecstatic, liberating. And
your character is being compared to, or parallels are being drawn with your character to Aditya Thackeray. So what would you like to say about that?
I think a powerful story in a film like Sarkar, which talks about power, politics, all intervened inside with so much aggression, intensity, purpose. People will draw similarities to it, or they'll pick that few parts kind of resonate the other part. And I think, I mean, that's a compliment to the
I would
film.
say more than anything else, the fact that people have this inference to Balasaheb Thackeray of Sarkar, and if Balasaheb Thackeray's grandson is Aditya Thackeray, and the fact is Amit Sadh is playing Sarkar's grandson, that is where the whole inference comes from. But the truth is, it is only inspired from Balasaheb, even the first Sarkar. It is not about him, it's not about his life, it's not about Shiv Sena. So I think eventually everybody has a son or a grandson. So I think it's a pointless comparison. Okay.
So this question is for you. So the trailer of the film ends on a high note with Mr. Bachchan's dialogue. मुझे जो सही लगता है मैं वो करता हूँ, वो चाहे भगवान के खिलाफ हो, समाज के खिलाफ हो, पुलिस कानून या फिर पूरे सिस्टम के खिलाफ क्यों ना हो. So is that the philosophy that you also, live by?
I wish I had that much of power as Sarkar, where he's actually taking on the entire establishment, and I think that is inherently a wish everyone has. I mean, of course, we have to go by the social restrictions, and for the sake of being a citizen, you have to follow the law. And but every once in a while, everyone has this feeling of being let down by the establishment, and they always look for someone to get them out, which is what I think makes a Sarkar-like character come out.
Right.
So I would say that it is a fantasy everyone has, and as a filmmaker, my job is to create a fictional character who can satisfy that fantasy in all of us.
And
so in other words, I am not the only culprit, every one of us is. That's what I am saying.
Yes. So sir, if Sarkar would have been a female character, who would you have cast in that role?
Sarkar is a female character?
Yeah, if it would have been.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think maybe Ramya Krishna from Bahubali 2. Yeah.
I'm sure she'll be glad to know that. This is the first time that your film has a full-fledged aarti in it.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
See, I think actually because Mr. Bachchan actually sung in aarti for, I don't know for what, maybe for an album or something.
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
When I heard, I'm an atheist.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm actually very close to a devil worshipper, not even an atheist, So a guy like me got impressed, and I felt so enamored with the way he rendered, and that is what gave me an idea. Because I always established, even in Sarkar, is a very religious person with the tika, and there's a scene where he's actually, and even the sound of Govinda, all that has a religious context. So I thought, why not have a full-fledged song of him singing the Aarti? But obviously that was recorded, the original song, for that purpose. But because Sarkar is about power and there's a definite character, this character singing in Aarti is going to be very different compared to Amitabh Bachchan singing Aarti. So I just asked him to re-sing the song and keeping Sarkar in mind, so that it will be in sync with the character. That's how it happened.
Right. And I must say that it has come out really beautifully. Like, you feel that impact when he sings that, and with that straight face on. Yeah, I just loved it. What is that one question that you absolutely hate answering?
One question I hate answering, where why are you so mad?
And a rumor you like to hear about yourself?
A rumor I'd like to hear about myself is that I'm actually not bad, I'm actually worse.
Okay. Okay. And one biopic that you would like to make?
Mother Teresa.
Yeah. And
why
would you plan to?
No, not to that.
Okay, so sir, I'll read out a few headlines, and you have to react to them in your typical Twitter way.
Thanks.
Okay, so Rishi Kapoor slams current generation of actors for not attending Vinod Khanna's funeral.
See, I honestly believe that a feeling has to come from within for anyone to do anything or say anything. And just on a mere physical presence or just having to come to an attendance, I think is worse than actually, that's what I feel.
And Priyanka Chopra named second most beautiful woman in the world.
I won't be surprised if for her she must be the first most also.
Yeah. And if you would have voted, like who would you have voted for?
The most beautiful woman I saw in my entire life is my neighbor's wife. Yeah,
really?
and I told her and him also.
Yeah.
I told both. Yeah.
Acha.
Yeah.
And what were their reactions?
They were happy because a compliment.
Hmm.
Why should anyone take it? Yeah.
Cool. And a woman married for 32 years moves Supreme Court to ban porn sites as hubby turns addict.
I mean, the simpler thing would have been for her also to start watching. I would like to believe.
And Kamal R. Khan slams Bahubali 2, calls Prabhas and Rana Dagubati cartoons.
Though I completely disagree with him on the opposite level of what he says about Bahubali 2, but I feel that's his opinion and we should respect everyone's opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So are you ready, Amit? We are done with Sir.
Thank you.
One biopic that you love to be a part of?
I love to play Gopal Varma when we make a biopic of him.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's a compliment or a insult or a what, I don't know, sir. First of all, I don't play. I think I'm a very honest guy. And how can you play me?
No, but
No, in a film.
Okay.
One Bollywood actor or actress whose films you follow?
Amit Sadh, definitely. Don't miss his films.